You know, as we've just been saying, Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming. We got a trailer coming, could come with Project Hail Mary, could come at CinemaCon, but one way or another, we know that in July, Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to hit us. It's coming, going to be on our screens, and we're going to watch it. I thought now, as we're getting really, really close to getting that first Spider-Man trailer, I thought it would be fun, Rob, for you and I to kind of take inventory. Like we're going to get a trailer here soon, and we're going to get some questions answered with a trailer. But I thought it would be fun for us to kind of go down the checklist of what it is we know about the new Spider-Man and what the rumors, the dominant rumors, because there's a million different rumors, but the dominant rumors that seem to be picking up some traction and have some solid reasons to be believable are right now. Now, look, I'm going to let you guys watching know right now, if you're one of these people who are completely unrealistic and you think you're going to be able to shield yourself from all that information over the next 4.5 months, you might want to kind of click away. Like maybe some of the stuff. Now, remember, we're not affirming that any of the stuff we're going to talk about is actually in the film. It could be, it might not be. It's not spoiler stuff. I have not read the script for Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, but if you don't want to hear any of the speculation or any of the rumors that are going around about it, maybe come back and visit this, video in a few months. But you have been notified. So let's start going down through the checklist here, shall we? And we're going to jump over to the Campea classroom to do this. We're going to talk about Spider-Man info. What do we got? What do we know? Okay, let's start with this. Facts. Okay, let's start with facts that we have. The actual things that we know for sure are a part of the movie. We know that John Bernthal, Mark Ruffalo, and Sadie Sink are all joining a Spider-Man universe for the first time. Okay? We know that. We know because of the official synopsis that read, Peter Parker is no more, and Peter Parker is a ghost. I don't believe they meant Peter Parker, Rob, is a ghost, literally.
No.
Like, some people wrote, oh my God, Peter's... No. I don't think they mean that. Peter Parker's no more, and he's a ghost. What? No. It's not literal. Like, it's just that instead of finding the balance between his personal life as Peter Parker and his hero life as Spider-Man, the synopsis makes it look like he's just for the last couple of years. Because what did they say? It was a 4-year time jump?
Yeah.
4 years since the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, that he has fully thrown himself into just being Spider-Man. And that's really all that he has. Also, things that we know is that in the synopsis, they kind of mentioned that MJ has moved on. There's actually been several reports that have come out that they've cast that she's going to have another love interest. She's going to have a boyfriend at this point. Because remember, it's been 4 years since she's forgotten about Peter. Also, what a lot of people are excited about is Michael Manto is finally coming back as Scorpion. Rob, that promised that they kind of gave us ages ago in like a post-credit scene. It's finally coming through. I bet Michael had totally given up that he would ever be back in a Spider-Man movie again. And yet here he is. So we know that as a fact. One of the more interesting things, though, is that as you go over to the animated Spider-Verse movies, Marvin Jones III, who was Tobias Whale, the villain in Black Lightning, the show, he was great in that. And he did the voice, the animated voice of Tombstone. Well, you guys might remember a little while ago, it was announced that he has actually been cast to play the live action Tombstone, which I think he's a terrific actor. I think he's got a magnificent screen presence. He's also got an awesome voice, his Tobias voice. I can't even remotely do it. Like he's got this awesome voice that I think is going to play really well. I don't know how big or small of a role he has in the film. So those are things that we know as facts. Okay. Those are all facts. Those aren't questions. Those aren't rumors. All these things are all facts. Well, now let's take some time and start going down through the inventory of the major traction rumors that are out there and the ones that I actually think are pretty believable. As a matter of fact, I'll qualify these ones as major rumors that I actually believe. here we go. A popular theory out there, Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Rob, at this point, I got to say, I have little to no doubt that this is the case. I think when they first announced Sadie Sink, everybody's initial thought was she's probably Jean Grey because she's a redhead, which isn't a good reason to believe it. But everything else we've heard so far and some of the apparent story leaks I've heard all match up to her being Jean Grey, which will make her, I mean, yeah, that's going to make her the first new X-Men cast that we're going to get. Because I don't think that we're going to see Channing Tatum still being Gambit when the new X-Men saga starts playing around. I think he's going to be done in Doomsday or Secret Wars. So there's that. So Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. At this point, I just accept that as fact. I don't know that as fact, but I accept it as fact until we see a trailer or the movie itself proves otherwise. So, but that's been kind of the main thing that's been going around. The next thing that's been going around that I think is pretty believable is that the Department of Damage Control, which we saw play a significant role in the Wonder Man series, is going to be a major antagonist. Maybe not the antagonist, but a major antagonist force in it. And the word is that Tremel Tillman, who of course is Mr. Milchick in Succession, and Rob, how good is this guy? They're saying he's going to be the head of the Department of Damage Control, which is pretty awesome if that's what they end up doing. The next thing that I 100% believe on this one, again, we'll wait to find out for fact, but this is just what I believe from everything that I've read and what makes sense, is that Peter in the movie is starting to mutate into a spider, AKA, or much likened unto Jeff Goldblum in The Fly, turning into a fly, like sprouting extra legs, all that kind of stuff, right? Now, as a part of that, this is going to be the impetus that moves him to seek out Bruce Banner. And Bruce Banner and him are going to start talking about mutation, which is what brings in Jean Grey at that. The other big rumor is that a major action sequence was filmed that eyewitnesses reported filming, a major action sequence where Punisher and Jean Grey come to Peter's rescue. That's all the major ones I've got on the list here, Rob. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Harry's. Listen, guys, you know that I'm a tech geek. We live in an age where your phone is basically a handheld supercomputer and your car can now literally park itself. So why are so many of us still using razors that feel flimsy, overpriced, and honestly stuck in 2008? That's exactly why I've leveled up to the new Harry's Plus. When I first picked this thing up, the first thing that I noticed was the weight. It's solid metal, no cheap plastic here. If you want to check it out right now, head over to harrys.com/Campea. Now, what makes the Plus different is the advanced pivoting system that actually reaches every corner of your face. You're getting 3 different blade angles for a clean cut at the root, plus a lubricating strip with aloe and vitamin E to keep your skin calm while you work. No clogging, no middleman, just a great shave. Right now, you can get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/Campea. You're getting the new Plus razor, a 5-blade cartridge, their foam shave gel, and a travel cover. It's a risk-free trial, so if you don't love it, they'll make it right. Go to harrys.com/Campea, and when they ask where you heard about them, please tell them we sent you. It really helps support the show. So let me go through these with you. Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Do you believe it, or do you still think there's a real good possibility she's another character?
Totally believe it. I mean, what they're doing is they're getting us ready for the idea of a newer, younger X-Men team. You know, they're teeing up this. I mean, it's because we don't have, the MCU doesn't have, we have the X-Men have been imported over from other Earths, but this is the first time that the 616 acknowledges, we know that Miss Marvel's a mutant, but this is the first time the proper X-Men classic character will have been seen. So that idea is put into our heads. So when Secret Wars, after post Secret Wars, I would imagine Sadie Sink will continue on as Jean Grey in the new X-Men team. And I like setting her up this way because it's probably pre-Xavier's school. So that's interesting.
Okay. Let's move on to the next one then that was in there. Department of Damage Control plays a significant role. The whispers are Tremel Tillman is going to be the head of damage control. Do you believe that one?
100%. And I love the fact that they're going to bring in damage control. Like we've already seen Michael Keaton, harvesting alien tech from the
Various Avengers
battle,
battles.
And the fact that they have the damage control and they're going to bring them to the forefront. I think it's a great addition to the MCU. They've needed it for a long time.
All right. Now, the next major thing on the list that we had there is that we are going to see one of the storylines in the movies that going to be Peter is now starting to mutate. That the effects of the spider bite wasn't just wonderful super strength and magical Spidey sense. It's going to have other complications, repercussions. Now, Rob, there is actually precedent in the comics. There is a storyline where this actually happens to Peter in the comics. It does make a lot of sense for why he seeks out Bruce Banner, why he needs that scientist and the Jean Grey, the mutation thing. Remember, we're starting with Ms. Marvel. They've already started flirting with mutation in it. So I don't know. Do you buy this one? Do you think that's actually going to be one of the storylines in this movie?
I totally do, because the first time this happened, you go all the way back to Spider-Man 100 that came out in 1971. And in that comic, Peter Parker wanted to get rid of his powers. So he took a serum that made him instead start to literally grow legs and, arms. And I mean, look, it could be really goofy, like Spider-Man 3 goofy. But I think it's going to be played more for the horrific aspects of all of that. And, I like the idea that Peter will probably come out of it with organic web shooters. For whatever reason, I always love that. I always love the organic web shooters that they gave Tobey Maguire. I always thought that was a byproduct of being like a spider. And I like this idea, John. I think it's going to be, I don't know how far they're going to take it, but I bet it's going to be cool.
All right, so that then leads into the Dr. Banner thing about why he seeks out Bruce's help. They talk about mutation. Jean Grey comes in there, Punisher at some point. So, Rob, you and I haven't talked about this, but let me ask you this. Have there been obviously there have been a million flimsy rumors out there, but have there been any other rumors or talk or chatter about Spider-Man Brand New Day? Because like, unlike Doomsday, you and I don't really know anything that happens in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I really
so has there been anything else that stands out to you that you've heard about it or that you maybe have a decent chance of believing could be a part of it?
Not really, but I do have a speculation.
What's that?
And my speculation is this. These characters are specifically not going to be in Doomsday, at least that we know of, unless they've changed things. Now, if they're not, there's got to be some way, there's got to be some ending, there's got to be an end tag, because that's what the Marvel way is. I think this movie's going to end. And by the way, I have no reason, this is just speculation on my part. I think this movie is going to end in the post-credit scene with Peter Parker seeing what he thinks is Tony Stark. And Tony Stark saying, "You got to come with me." Or something like that. I have no reason I've not heard anything, but how cool would that be? That we see an unmasked Robert Downey Jr., scars on his face or whatever, but he needs to show himself to Peter Parker, and then they go off together. That's where I think the first time we're going to see that. We're going to see.
You know why? You know why I absolutely 100% don't think that's going to happen. Not that there couldn't be a post-credit scene that somehow, some way, directly or implied, loosely or tightly ties into Doomsday. But as you and I have talked about on the show before, one of the rumors about Doomsday that we did confirm for people is that they do not reveal Robert Downey Jr.'s face as Dr. Doom. Want to make sure I'm careful about what I say after that. Just generally speaking, they don't reveal Tony Stark's face in or Robert Downey Jr.'s face in Doomsday. And that the repercussions of that and the reasons for that and all that kind of stuff is something they're saving for Secret Wars. If that's the case, it really wouldn't make any sense to, prior to Doomsday, have a post-credit scene in Spider-Man where they do that reveal already. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's why I don't know that I buy it.
I totally agree with your logic. But it's because of that what they're doing is they're teeing up Secret Wars. And what if, that for whatever reason, it's a way to show that Spider-Man is going to be allied with Doom or something. I mean, I don't know.
This is all speculation on our part, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
we're not revealing anything.
I'm just trying to think of, knowing that Spider-Man Brand New Day does not play a significant part in Doomsday. Neither do any of those characters, unless they've changed something, which they could very well be doing because they're going to do reshoots. Who knows? But I think they need to have a jaw dropper. Whatever the final scene is at the end of that they're not going to go, because people are going to be like, well, wait a minute, what's going to happen with Spider-Man? Because they don't.
Dude, you remember the end of Spider-Man Far From Home? And like they had the ultimate Spider-Man movie post-credit scene mic drop when J.K. Simmons pops up as J. Jonah.
Oh,
and
you
like
mean that
everyone
was
was
in
like,
that was in Far From Home.
That's what I said, Far From Home.
Oh, you said No Way Home.
Oh, did I? No, I'm
Yeah,
positive I said Far From. Anyway, I might have, because I do misspeak sometimes. But like that's a big one to try to top. And if you're going to try to top it, it would have to be something really big. And I mean, what you're describing would certainly do it. I mean, if they did that, it would certainly do that.
Again, I have no, and the thing is, what that would do is that ties into Secret Wars. It wouldn't tie into, or again, I have no idea, but they've got to do something, because the only other thing that happens before Doomsday is the Vision Quest series.
Right.
And I don't know, to be honest, I really don't know if they're going to tie in the Vision. I would imagine they would have to tie in the Vision Quest series to Doomsday somehow. I mean, I guess they don't have to, but maybe, who knows? I don't know. I really don't know.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about all these things? We're getting close to finally getting our official trailer for Spider-Man. We're just a little over 4 months away now from the movie. As we start going down through the inventory and the checklist of all the facts that we know about the film and some of the more, at least believable rumors at this point, which are the ones that are standing out to you the most? Also, are there other big rumors that you think actually have a high chance of credibility that you would add to that list? If you do, please jump down into the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.